What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GameFreak. I have gotten quite a few questions about the Super Pockets as, I don't know, kind of a comparison to the EXP. And the questions I'm getting is, which ones do you prefer? Which ones would you recommend? I'm thinking of getting EXP, but at the same time, if the Super Pockets can play Evercade games, which one should I get? So, that's uh, valid question. I mean, because they do both play Evercade games or cartridges. I'm sorry. So the thing is, I've said this in numerous videos that the EXP. I love this handheld. Uh, I mean, I really, really love this handheld, but it has a horrible battery life. You only get about 3 hours if you're lucky on a full charge. Where um, let me grab these. The Super Pockets. I have tested these and ran them for both of them for 4+ hours on a full charge. So they definitely have the better battery life. And on top of that, okay, so the oops, I have it backwards. The Evercade EXP. This has a Capcom library built into it, and the Super Pocket Capcom edition. It has all the same games as this, so you know that's a preference thing. Now the big thing here is if you're into games like Cathedral and Always Awakening, you definitely want to play on the EXP because let me grab this again. Because of the trigger buttons here. That cartridge requires, both of them games require the trigger buttons. And these trigger buttons on the EXP are absolutely awesome. They feel good. They have a good click to them. Very responsive. And it's great. I mean, you could play that if you don't have a VS. I do have a VS, but it's in my arcade cabinet. But the EXP is the system or handheld. When it comes to handhelds, that's the handheld that you want to play that cart on, Cathedral and Always Awakening. The reason I say that is because these Super Pockets, they also have the trigger buttons, but instead of pushing down like on the EXP and the RG35XX, the Ambernick, these push in, and they're absolutely awful. Especially trying to play that game. I already tried playing it on here, and you tend to like hit a button and the trigger button at the same time when you don't have to, and it just messes you up. So I do not recommend playing Cathedral or Always Awakening on this. And Cathedral and Always Awakening, that's my favorite cart on the Evercade. So I'm not sure how many other games actually take the trigger buttons. Of all the carts that I own, I believe that's the only one that I use trigger buttons on. A lot of the other carts have tons of games, but there's some games on them carts that I don't like, and maybe they use trigger buttons, but I just don't know. But man, most Evercade games, they're old school. They're old classic games, and you didn't use trigger buttons back in the days. I mean, you use buttons. So when it comes down to it, um, you know, the battery life on these are so much better than the EXP. Really, the only reason, ever since I've gotten these, I should say, ever since I've gotten these, and this has a pretty decent like Tato library on it. The Capcom library, I love the Capcom library just like I like it on the EXP. But ever since I've purchased these, the only reason I even use my EXP now is to play Cathedral or Always Awakening. So if you're not into that type of game and you're just into, you know, the games that don't use triggers, this is the way to go. Because with these run about $60 a piece, where the EXP runs at I believe it's 130. So yeah, like budget wise, the Super Pockets are the way to go. And man, you really, you can't beat it. The other thing is, I will show you a comparison. So this is kind of a heads up. Um, I'm going to turn both of these devices on, the EXP, and I'm going to use the Capcom because, like I said, these have the same library. And I want to show you a picture comparison, like screen size. So this is another thing to take into consideration. Uh, See, the Super Pocket kind of loads up a little bit faster than the EXP, but hey, man, it's all right. All right, so I'm going to show you a screen comparison here, and we'll just do Street Fighter 2. That way you can see what it's going to look like here. So here it is. Whoa, can you even see that? All right, so that's on the EXP. This is on the Super Pocket. You know, there's a big difference. A big difference. The reason I'm showing you this is because, like, if you like arcade cartridges like I do when it comes to the Evercade, the purple carts, if you play like the Toaplan Arcade 2 collection, for instance, on this, you are going to want to, and I said this in a previous video, you're going to want to set the display setting to full screen on that. Because if you don't, you're playing, because there's a lot of flying shoot 'em ups on that cartridge, your plane is tiny. So you want to switch the display to full screen. Now, if you were doing that like on the EXP or the VS, honestly, it would look like crap. It stretches it and it kind of distorts the picture, where these screens are small enough where if they are stretched, they don't look bad at all. I've played like pretty much, well, every game on them arcade cartridges I've stretched out. They look perfectly fine on a smaller device like this. So yeah, so which one should you get? Well, you know, in conclusion, if you're into games like Always Awakening or Cathedral, like I am, you're definitely going to want to play that when it comes to handhelds on the EXP. But if you're not into games like that, you know, get the Super Pockets. You're going to save a lot of money. In fact, you know, it's literally half the price of the EXP. And I'm not like dogging the EXP because I love it, but yeah, like I said, ever since I've gotten these Super Pockets, the only reason I use my EXP now is for those two games that I mentioned. So yeah, it's preference. That's all up to you. So I hope this kind of helped you out if you were on the fence on which one, you know, you should get or should pass on. So yeah, just let me know in the comments, and if you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer for you or give you my opinion. So thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. And until the next video, game on, everybody.